the government has unveiled proposals to cap interest and fees charged on loans in a bid to crack down on loan sharks preying on low-income communities. The Consumer Affairs Minister Kris Fa'afoi released a discussion paper with options for capping borrowing costs as part of its review of consumer credit regulation. And as Emma Hatton reports, he hopes to have legislation before Parliament by the end of the year.
Cannons Creek local Donna Rawari knows firsthand the impact of taking out high-interest loans. Over several years, she took out thousands of dollars worth of loans through lenders and mobile truck shops. The interest and fees saw the total balloon to nearly 3 times the original loan. Donna says she felt she had no other choice because her bank wouldn't lend her money.
They sign you up and you get the goods before you have to pay, and that's the draw card, and that's where people don't realise because it's there, and being desperate. Hey, we do those sort of things. If you want to get out of the rut or trouble here, you've got to do that.
When Donna Rawari couldn't make the loan repayments, she says she was threatened with court action and was humiliated when debt collectors turned up at her house. She says any government clampdown needs to help those who don't speak English as a first language and who don't understand the ramifications of signing up for the loans.
There are a lot of people in our community that unfortunately don't have the support or cannot speak on their behalf. You know, I cry inside because they obviously don't understand what is being told to them, what their entitlements are. It's really sad.
2 years ago, Ms Rawari went to the Salvation Army for advice. Her budget advisor, Damien Hazelwood, says some clients take a lot longer to seek help.
It's probably pride. Some of them just find it hard to ask for help. And then others just think they can do it on their own. They think they can find a job or whatever and things will come right. And it takes a long time for them to sort of get to that point where they need to get the help.
The discussion paper found many people continue to be concerned about irresponsible and harmful lending practices, despite amendments to the law in 2015. Its suggested solutions include capping interest rates and fees, increasing licensing or registration for lenders, and strengthening enforcement and penalties. The Commerce and Consumer Affairs Minister Kris Fa'afoi says interest shouldn't amount to more than the original loan, so a $500 loan, for example, would have interest capped at $500.
You should be able to cap the interest at $500 as well, because that would max the amount that you pay back at roughly $1,000. At the moment, that interest rate can be whatever they want it to be, and that debt from $500 can spiral out to several thousand. If you're borrowing $500, paying back several thousand is going to take some time, and that's the kind of debt spiral that we're concerned about.
The Commerce Commission has been tasked with heavier policing of lenders, and Mr Fa'afoi says now they just need the law to be behind them.
In the past, we have thought that there wasn't enough being done on the front line. This year, we've asked them to divert some more funding into frontline policing of this kind of behaviour to make sure that we can beef it up. But also, I think we have to have effective tools for them to use, and I don't think we've got that at the moment, which is why we're looking at beefing up the legislation.
Kris Fa'afoi says the 2015 changes have failed to protect vulnerable borrowers, and the impact of predatory lending is being felt primarily by those already suffering in hardship. One social service provider that works with low-income families advised that 95% of its clients are carrying unaffordable debt. Submissions on the proposals in the discussion paper close on August the 1st. For Checkpoint, Emma Hatton.